Hey YouTube, welcome back. Today we have this problem. It's called longest palindromic substring. This is the third solution for this problem. Let's just read the problem, and after that let's talk about how we will go with this third solution and how we approach it. So the problem is that given a string is return the longest palindromic substring. And a palindromic string, it's a string that will be read from the end, like forward and backward the same. And the substring is sorry, I just had coughed. And the substring is a continuous non-empty sequence of characters within a string. And that's it. That's it about it. So basically we have this string and we want to find the substring that is palindromic. So basically we can find BAB, or also we can find like ABA, ABA, this one also, because you can read backward and forward the same. And the way that we can solve this problem is that let me go down here. Okay. The way we can solve this problem is that we could let me just take the pen. Yeah, we could loop and from looping run an expect function from each index, and try to compare from the center, or from, let's say this is from the start to the end, and we could take one from the end, one for start, until we find that there is nothing more to left to loop through. So we will have we will get our own palindrome. But let's just put this in code. I guess we'll create a hyper function. We will call it expand, and we'll take I and j, and yeah, let's just leave this function here. So basically, so let's just start. First I want to create an answer array called ans, and this will be has for 0 and 0, and this will be represents the start and the end. We will have a for loop, and in this for loop we'll have let I equals 0, I less than is dot length, and I plus plus. Sorry for that. I have something in my eyes. And I plus plus. We have it here. Okay, so we're going to loop here. We loop through each element, and we try to find the odd and the even length of the substring, because sometimes you could have even, sometimes you could have odd. So for this one we have odd, and if it's odd, that means the middle element will be duplicated twice, and we just to compare it twice. And even also it will be the same. But let's just see how we can do this one. Let's just start with the odd length. So let's just I'll create a variable called odd length, and this will equals it will equals whatever the value that comes from this one. Expand I plus 1, I and I, because we start from I, because this is the way that you can get the if you don't understand this one, I guess you will understand with the code. And what this function should do, this function should loop. I guess this function we should take is also as a third argument. This function should loop through the string and try to find if the string between I and j is palindrome or not. So let's just try to do it. Like let's left equals I, and let right equals j, and yeah, and I equals j, and yeah, left I j, and we create a while loop, and I will say while is if left is bigger than or equal right. Okay. If bigger than or equals 0, sorry, and right is smaller than or smaller than s dot length, and s dot left equals s dot of in the index of right. If that all of the case, if that was right, I will take one from left and I will add one to right. Okay, and after that I will return the length of this substring. How we return from the length of the substring? We take right, we take from it left, and we add one to it. And if the odd length, from this one we will have the odd length, and I will say that if the odd length is bigger than the current substring, the current substring has 0 and 0, so it has 0 length. So I want to say that how I know that, I would say if the odd length it's bigger than this formula, but I will just say it's bigger than ns of 1, which will represent right, minus ns of 0 plus 1, and I will say let dist, which should be distinct, equals math dot floor odd length divided by 2, which will be ns equals I minus dist, and here will be I plus dist. What's going on? Let's just try to understand what's going on here. So basically let's just try to describe what's going on here. So the odd length is the length of the palindrome that has been found centered at the current character I. For example, if the current character I is part of palindrome, like rescore or like anything, or like the babad, this string with the length of like 5, odd length would be 5. ANS is an array that stores the starting and the ending indices of the longest palindromic substring found so far. The combination here, this combination here, as you can see, this one, checks if the odd length is greater than the length of the substring represented by ANS. If this combination is true, it means that the palindrome centered at I is longer than the currently stored longest palindrome. For if the condition is met, the code calculates the new starting and ending indices for longest palindrome. So let's just see what is how it does work. So first, we calculate something called dist, and the dist is half of the length. It's half of the length, as you can see here. This is because in a palindrome, the characters on the left and the right sides are mirror images for each other. So the distance from the center to either side is half of the length. Okay, and we update NS with this formula here, which sets the starting index to I minus dist, and the ending index to be I plus dist. This effectively captures the longest odd length palindrome centered with I. The same will be with the even one, but the even will be quite different. Let's just duplicate here, and let's just. So first in the even, I will add 1 to I, because it will be 2, not that will not start in the same, because it will be even. And the even length, it will be the same here. The math.length, because it's even, we take 1 from it. And because in the right and the left equals each other, and in the odd we have 1 in the middle. So yeah, here we will do it will be the same, but it's quite important to add 1 in the middle. And after that, after we're doing all of that, we have const start and end, and it will equals ns, and we return is the substring start and end plus 1. Okay. So I guess maybe some of you will not be able to understand why the even looks like that. Let us try to talk about the even. So, and this could use to update the NS array if longer even length palindrome is found. For here we're searching for odd length palindrome. Here we're searching for even length palindrome. So even length palindrome that has been found, which is centered between the current character I and its next character I plus 1. For example, if the current character I and I plus 1 are a part of a palindrome, like ABBA, for example, within the length of 4, length would be 4. Here ANS is an array that stores the starting. As you can see, the ANS stores the array that stores the starting and the ending indices of the longest palindrome substring found so far. The condition, the condition here that you can see, this one, even length bigger than ns of I and minus ns of 0 plus 1, checks if the even length is greater than the length of the substring represented by ans. If this condition is true, it means that the palindrome centered between I and I plus 1 is longer than the current stored longest palindrome. If the condition is met, the code calculates the new starting and ending indices for the longest palindrome. So let's just talk about how it will work. So first it calculates something called dists as half of even length, and then we subtract I from it. Okay, we subtract 1 from it. Sorry, not I. We subtract. Okay. I need to change my glasses. We subtract 1 from it. This is because in an even length palindrome there is no single center character, not as the odd. So we need to account for both sides of the center. Therefore, this represents the distance from the center between I and I plus 1 to either sides, minus 1 to ensure the indices are correct. After that, we updates ANS with I minus dist and I plus dist minus 1. And this is effectively captured the longest even length palindrome centered between I and I plus 1. And let's just try to talk about the full function again. So basically here, this function, the longest palindrome function takes a string as an input and returns the longest palindrome substring found in S. We define the nested function expand I and j. We have here this one, expand I and j, and that takes 2 indices and a string and expands outward from these indices to find the palindrome. It returns the length of the palindrome we found. Okay, So this one is purpose that we return the length of the palindrome we found. After that, the code initialize. We have the code initialize ns, this one, as an array to store the starting and the ending indices of the longest palindrome substring found so far. Fourth, we iterate through the characters of the string s using a for loop for each character at index I, which it checks for palindromes with both odd and even length. For odd length palindrome, we calls expand with I and I. Okay, we call expand with I as the indices to check for palindrome centered at I. If a longer palindrome is found, it updates ns accordingly. For even length palindrome, it calls the expand function with I and I plus 1 as the indices here. As the indices to check for palindrome centered between I and I plus 1. If a longer palindrome is found, it updates ns accordingly. After completing the iteration, it extracts the start and end indices of the longest palindrome found in ns. Finally, we return the longest palindrome substring by using the substring with the extracted indices. So basically we start from the middle and we try to expand from right and left to try to find any palindrome that we can calculate, and we try to see even, and we try to search both in even and odd length. So yeah, that's it for this is my solution, my third solution for this problem, and I hope my solution is quite good. Let me submit it first, because sometimes it's wrong answer. Fuck. all this didn't work. Why? I got bab, not ba. Why this wasn't working right? Why I did wrong here? Let me see. I return the end, start. I'm trying to find why I did this one. We have odd length I, and we have here the floor dist, and I minus 1 dist here is the less than else plus. Let odd equals I and I, expand the odd length. Here we have if odd length bigger than I ns of 0 and ns of 0 minus 1. Okay, this should work. Why it doesn't work? Why it didn't work? This is not right. Okay, it didn't work with anyone. Why? Let me see. We have ns here with I minus dist and I plus dist, and let me look at the expand. Maybe the expand has a problem. Well, let left on I if left bigger than or equal 0 and right is less than is the length, and s of left equals s of right. Left minus minus, right plus, and we return right minus left. Just I should be better. Wow. I return right minus left minus 1. Okay, it should work, but it didn't work for any results. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me see why this didn't work. It's a good thing to debug the code, though. I have is.length here, and I am starting with the odd length. And I have expand. Let me see. This is not good. This doesn't look good. Left plus plus, right plus plus, and yeah, return I right minus left minus 1, and we have here a and s equals 0. We have here for let I equals 0, I less than s dot length I plus plus, let odd equals expand I and I, and if odd dot length n is of 1 minus f n plus I, if that was true, if odd length bigger than it, okay, if that was true, we should let this equals the floor odd length divided by 2. I guess maybe this was the main problem, because the problem was the end I plus the test. What is the problem? Let me copy the code that I have put to store. Maybe I have a problem with my original code, or the full solution is wrong. Let's see if the full code is wrong or the original code is wrong. Okay, I didn't expect that, but I don't know why this worked, because I guess they look the same. But let me just let's just put s here as a third argument, and let's just put I'll be honest with you, I'm trying to my best here, but I don't know what went wrong. Maybe I called this wrong or something. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, I don't know. I did something wrong at the beginning, but I don't remember what was it. But so if you know what I did wrong, feel free to give me a comment about that, because I can't find it. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I hope you like my solution. If you like my content, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and see you in future problems.